Hi, my name is Renee Corley and I'm the counselor at OC. I'm going to be reading Chapter 11 called Risk Management. On their walk home, Cleo told Kaylee about going from class to class that afternoon, promoting her business. Lexi Lewis looked like she was going to vomit the whole time I was talking. Was she sick? Josh lagged behind, banging his lunchbox against every sheet sign and lamppost. Cleo threw her hands up in the air. Why won't she just leave me alone already? Kaylee looked sympathetic, but she had nothing to say. If only I hadn't been chosen to be her welcome ambassador when she came to New Heights last year. Yeah, I don't think she's liked you much since that first day when you accidentally knocked a tray of spaghetti into her lap. Cleo grimaced. She was wearing brand new white jeans. Who wears white jeans? Lexi Lewis, that was who. I think she's just jealous that people like you and they don't really like her. Cleo thought about that. Could Lexi Lewis actually be jealous of her? It seemed impossible, but Kaylee made a good point. Was there anything to like about Lexi? They reached Cleo's house. See you tomorrow. You'll have your camera, right? Kaylee had agreed to bring the super nice camera her dad had bought her on her last visit. It could record videos as well as take pictures. Sure, see you tomorrow. Kaylee kept walking. Cleo turned to her brother. I need to borrow your Nerf gun. Why? For my business, of course. What are you going to give me? She crossed her arms. Give you? I gave you the Nerf gun. Only part of it, his lips pursed. He made a clicking sound with his tongue against his teeth. I'll rent it to you for $1. Rent? When had her brother become such a business shark? An idea sprang into her mind. I know. I'll let you be in a picture with everyone who gets a tooth out, since you're the star of the video. That might be worth something, she thought, getting to take a picture with a kid on YouTube. He smiled. Am I going to be famous? She wrapped her arm around his neck, grateful he'd moved on from the rental thing. Stick with me, kid, and you just might be. She rolled out her business over dinner, telling her parents all about going around the school to promote it and how she would use the same method she had on Josh and her plans to give 20% of the profits to Horizon Home. The only thing she left out was the one tiny detail of her and Josh being on YouTube, and the fact that she'd used the tablet without permission to film themselves. She couldn't tell them, not yet. Mom might shut down her business again, and Cleo couldn't risk that. Practically the whole school knew about it. She could have dozens of customers. Mom took a deep breath. Cleo, I can tell you're excited about this, but did it ever cross your mind to check with us first before going out and telling the whole world? I'm checking with you now. No, you're not. You're telling us what you've already done. Mom looked exasperated. 2 green beans hung from Josh's lips like fangs. Julian stuck one up his nose. Josh laughed, spewing his beans and little pieces of green muck onto the table. Boys! Mom was mad. Cleo had been laughing too. She bit her lip to stop. Your mom's right, Cleo, Dad said. It's always better to get us on board first. Okay, so she had mixed up the order of things a bit. Time for persuasion power. It's for school, Mom. I need to do it. For my passion project. I'm not saying you can't do it. Cleo squealed, Thank you. Hold on. Uh-oh, what was the catch? Maybe we should have people sign a liability release form. A what? A form that says people can't sue us. Standard risk management. Before the boys, Mom had worked at St. Luke's Hospital, making sure the hospital wouldn't get sued. Mom, sometimes you just have to take a risk and not worry so much about it. Dad raised an eyebrow. A smile crinkled the corners of his mouth. Whatever you're thinking, you can keep it to yourself, Mom warned. No one's going to sue us, Mom. It works. You saw it. Right, Joshy? Right. Mom looked at Josh, a smile on her lips at last. Okay. Yay! Yay! Cleo jumped up and squeezed her mom. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mom's head bobbled as Cleo jiggled up and down. But we're all going with you. Cleo didn't protest. Mom had said yes. I have a soccer game, remember? Dad said. Oh, right. Well, the boys and I will go then. Cleo could barely contain her excitement. She jiggled Mom some more. Thank you. Mom narrowed her eyes and bit her lip as if she were thinking. She wasn't changing her mind, was she? I have an idea. She went to the kitchen and brought back a big bag full of the lumpy cookies from the day before. They looked like something from the Natural History Museum, like plasticized armadillo poo. What would you think about doing a little test marketing for me? You can hand them out to your customers. Cleo eyed the cookies. Are they any good? That's what I want to find out, Mom sighed again. Since you think I need to take more risks, she held out the bag. Want to try one? That's a risk I'm not sure I'm ready for, Cleo said. Dad stifled a laugh. Mom shook the bag. Come on, they're breakfast cookies. Cookies for breakfast? Mom was working some persuasion power of her own. Now that's a great idea. Cleo nodded in approval. But they still have to taste good. Barkley barked from his spot under the table. He didn't bother standing up. Sorry, Barkley, not for you, Mom said, and pulled out a cookie. Josh grabbed it. Me too, JJ shouted. Ew, Josh's nose wrinkled. They stink. He dropped the cookie back in the bag. As I was saying, Cleo crossed her arms. Josh, Mom fished it out again. You can't touch it and put it back in. Mom tipped the bag toward Dad. He raised a hand and shook his head. I'm pretty full from dinner, thanks. Cleo sniffed the cookies. They smelled like something familiar. Black licorice, maybe? What's in them? She asked. Mom ticked off the ingredients on her fingers. Let's see. Amaranth flour, oats, organic cage-free eggs, prune juice. Prune juice? Josh stuck out his tongue. Yuck. He and Jay ran from the room. Dad started clearing the table. Mom continued listing ingredients. Dried apples, cinnamon, anise. What's that? A seed that tastes like licorice. And smells like it too, Cleo said, and pinched her nose. Anise is good for your digestion and your breath, a great way to start your day. That could be your slogan, Cleo said, still excited about Mom's business venture, even if the cookies didn't sound or smell very appetizing. I'll try one tomorrow, Cleo said. Her stomach was feeling a little shaky, although she wasn't about to mention that to Mom. She didn't want Mom to have any reason to keep her home on her business's launch day. Mom shrugged. Suit yourself. She zipped up the baggie. I'll need your help with a name for them. You're good at that. And let's keep working on a slogan. Cleo tapped her cheek. She and her mom had never brainstormed for a business together. This would be fun. How about Nikki's breakfast cookies? They taste better than they smell. Mom swatted at her. Very funny. Saturday morning, Cleo packed her backpack with everything she needed. Floss, a beach towel, tacks, tape, and a big rolled-up banner with the name of her business. The only thing missing was her extractor extraordinaire. She went to find it. Mom came out of the boys' room. Her hair looked like a raccoon nest. Dark shadows circled her eyes. Julian's sick, she said. I've been up with him all night. Sorry, honey, but there's no way we're going to the park. Josh came bounding up the stairs. Chocolate chip pancakes are ready, but don't give any to JJ. I don't want to see what that looks like coming back up. Cleo ignored her brother's grossness. Can Josh and I still go? By yourselves? Mom shook her head. No, I don't think so. She headed toward the stairs. Cleo followed on her heels. What? Mom, I have to go. Customers will be expecting me. If I don't show, I'll lose people's trust. We'll just be at the park. It's not that far away. She was not giving up. I'll take your cell phone. I'll wash the dishes for a month. We're test marketing your cookies, remember? I want to go, Josh cried. Amelia's coming. Dad held out a huge platter of pancakes. Breakfast is served. Dad, can you come to the park with us? Get your assistant to cover for you. I can't bail on my team, but we could head there as soon as the game is over. He walked out of the kitchen with a platter. Cleo trailed him to the table. What time would that be? I don't know, maybe 11:30? My flyer says I'll be there from 10 to 2. This was horrible. Sit down and start eating. Everyone thinks better when their blood sugar's level. He pulled Mom into the kitchen. They came back a minute later. We're going to let you go on your own, Dad said, but you'll have Mom's phone and the dog with you. Barkley, lying in the living room, lifted his head. Cleo didn't think an obese dog would intimidate anyone, if that's what her parents were thinking. Plus, he was a black lab, the friendliest breed around. Now, if he sat on someone, that could do some damage. Anyway, she wasn't going to argue, whatever it took to get to the park. I'll come as soon as the game is done. Cleo beamed. Thanks, Dad. Dad kissed them all goodbye and headed out. A little while later, Cleo was still at the table. Her pancakes barely touched. Normally, she'd have gobbled them up like Barkley with the avocados. Mom put her hand to Cleo's forehead. You're not getting sick too, are you? No, I'm fine. Just ready to get to the park. She stood and swung her backpack onto her shoulders. I'll have one of your breakfast cookies later. Come on, Josh, time to go. Josh ran into the room wearing his Dodgers hat and carrying the Nerf gun. Barkley did his best to keep up with him. Mom put the cookies in the main section of Cleo's backpack and zipped her phone into the outside pocket. She clipped Barkley onto the leash and handed it to Josh. See you when you get home. Oh, I almost forgot. Mom disappeared for a moment. She came back with a box of latex gloves and a container of gauze patches. I want you to use these. Taking risks is one thing. Avoiding bloodborne illness is another. Cleo started to protest until she imagined herself wearing the gloves. Like an actual doctor. Yes, gloves and gauze definitely made a professional touch. Thanks, Mom. They headed down the walkway to the gate. Don't forget about the cookies, Mom called. Don't worry, Mom. Cleo smiled over her shoulder. I can sell anything. As Dad said, she could sell teeth to a crocodile. But right then, it was time to sell pulling teeth.